edition of FLX Weekly in 2017 here on FingerLakes1.com. It's Wednesday, January 4th, and I'm joined here in the studio with FingerLakes1.com President Jim Sinicropi, Lead News Editor Josh Durso, and Network Administrator Jessamy Uticone.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Did you ring in the year as planned, or?
Yeah.
Yes?
As planned, in a crowd with a camera.
Right at that, yeah, that video.
That video was through your lens.
Through my lens.
So we know where you were.
Yeah.
I did not go to that Seneca Falls ball drop for the first time in 17 years. I wasn't there. It's crazy. But I wasn't.
Were you sad? Did you miss? Do you feel
Yeah,
like you missed out?
I like being down there. When you do something that many years in a row,
right.
It always feels weird when you don't. But it's a pretty good feeling down there in State Street in Seneca Falls for those few moments.
Oh, good.
Yep.
And Jessamy, you were citing autographs?
I was not signing autographs. Actually, nobody wanted one. Believe it or not.
Oh.
Believe it or not.
That's too bad.
So, you know what? You guys get these?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's a phone book.
It sure is.
It's the Haynes phone book, this particular one is. But, I mean, when are they going to stop sending these things
It's really...
all over the place?
Well,
Yeah.
I suppose when people stop saying no to those ads on the back, like,
Right.
Yeah,
That's true.
who buys that and says, this is a good return on my
Business
investment?
Really, what value is there?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think a certain senior segment of our society still will open up maybe the yellow pages to look for certain services.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
yeah.
I hear a lot of the older crowd complain, though, that they're too small now. The print's too small to read on them.
Oh,
Because it keeps shrinking.
Well, that's an issue, especially if that's their demographic.
The other thing is, I'm in live in Seneca Falls, and this is Acuga Seneca. So if I want to find a phone number in Geneva and I pull out the phone book, I'm out of luck.
Right.
But if
No,
I want
Ontario County.
if I want to find a phone number in, I don't know, Moravia, I guess I'm good. But I don't know. It's crazy. They're everywhere. They get thrown all over. Tons of
A lot of them.
paper and
The plastic
into the
bag
garbage.
wastage.
Most of them. Yeah. I mean, I just kept this one to show on here, and I'm going to throw it away.
Oh.
There it is.
Garbage.
Oh, what a waste.
Mine is still on my porch in its bag, and will probably stay there for another week before I decide.
Till spring.
Like many, I'm
that
sure.
I don't know. What am I going to do with it?
Yeah.
I'm going to put it in the recycle bin.
It's like a
Yes,
relic.
that's what you do with it. Recycle.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that you don't have cell phone numbers in there, and that's what everybody has now.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
Pretty
just
much
the
business.
whole idea of needing a phone book is crazy, and I can't tell you the last time I used a phone book to look up a number.
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
5 to 10 years at least.
I think a lot of people who use phone books use them to spy on people and find out they hear something happen. Older people they'll hear something happen on a scanner, and then they'll try to pinpoint where it happened
I
based
see.
on the people they know who live in proximity to it.
Wow,
And
Josh.
yeah,
Using the
Oh.
phone
that's
book?
the trade secret. They're using
I
a
didn't
phone
know
book.
that. Oh, okay.
I would
Yeah.
still use the internet for that.
There's Google.
Right.
But, like my grandparents, they don't have the internet, so I'm sure that they still have.
Sure.
A phone book.
They probably read the
book.
phone book every night.
Yeah.
Sweet Joe.
And they have a landline. And they have a
Furthermore,
cell phone.
if
But
the print is too small for you, you can make it bigger on the internet.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's right.
Or get a magnifying glass.
Google Maps is so
Glasses.
much more fun.
Right.
Well, you're going to have trouble
online.
finding home phone numbers
Yeah.
for residents
That's true.
on the internet. That's about the
Yeah.
only thing. But, why? Why does that need to be information need to be so hard to access on the internet?
I don't know.
It's because phone books won't let it go.
Mhm.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's how we're starting out 2017 here, complaining about phone books.
I know.
I get home and there's a phone book, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what the heck?
And everyone's got one on your street.
Yeah,
And
and
everyone
There's a
everywhere.
lot of paper.
And here at work, more phone books. And then the vacant stores downtown that don't have anybody to pick up the phone book, the phone book's still there.
sitting
Just like
there.
my front
And it'll be
porch.
there at the end of this year, along with some scraggler newspapers, too,
Yep.
Yeah.
because that's what happens.
So someone needs to make that a business, going around and picking up and recycling all the.
Sure.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I don't know how you get paid. I don't know how you
Or,
monetize that.
these,
but
these people dropping these things off could just wake up and maybe not put one in front of a vacant,
Right.
empty, dark place.
That's a good idea.
Maybe.
'Cause
Calling
that
you
is a
out,
waste.
phone book people.
Certainly not as exciting as Steve Martin got when he was playing the role of Navin R. Johnson in the movie The Jerk when
That's
the phone
right.
books came out.
Oh, I
Finally
never saw that
somebody-
movie.
You never saw The Jerk?
No.
I'd recommend you see The Jerk.
But I love him. He's a riot.
Yeah, he's very good in The Jerk. And the phone book comes out, and he opens it up, and he's so excited because he was first time he was ever in the phone book, and
Oh.
he finally made something of himself.
Finally, somebody.
Oh.
The new phone books are here.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. And then, not to give away the plot, a random madman
Spoiler
shooter randomly opens up the phone book and points at a name, and it's Navin R. Johnson, and then he goes to try to shoot him.
Oh jeez.
But not before hitting several cans.
Right. And the jerk, Steve Martin, Navin R. Johnson, thought the guy hated cans.
He didn't.
No.
Wow.
It's a great movie.
We should have put
I don't
a
know if I need
spoiler
to see
alert
it now.
before
Yeah.
In case you haven't seen The Jerk in the last 40 years since it's been out.
somehow.
So, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That's very interesting, but I'm more looking at what's to come this weekend. Can you share with us our weather report, Jim?
Weather-wise, it's going to, 3 words, cold, freezing, and colder.
Oh, snap.
I just came up with those. It's going to get cold. It's actually going to be kind of pleasant during the day. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all in the mid to low 20s, but sunny, a little more cloudy on Sunday. Just chance of some snow showers, about a 30% chance throughout the weekend. But at night, it's going to get down to 14 degrees, and Sunday night overnight into Monday, 11 degrees.
That is cold and colder.
Yeah, so that's some of the coldest air we've had
'Tis that time of
this year so far in 2017.
Yeah.
And then next week it does rebound a little bit. By Tuesday, they're expecting a high of 35, which is above the freezing mark,
Balmy.
Yeah.
which is 32. There's a
Love
temperature which water freezes
Mhm.
Fahrenheit.
0 Celsius.
Oh, goodness.
I'm tired.
You're full of
I
it
am
today.
really tired. The holidays took a toll. The holidays took a toll, and then that video
know.
everybody enjoyed, I edited it late into the night on
Yeah.
Yeah, I was awake for the first 5 hours of 2017. And, and here we are.
Not many people can say that. I
Right.
think everyone's about ready to crash.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
12:30, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, some youngsters probably stayed
Maybe
up.
a little bit later.
Jessamy is shaking his head because he was ready to go.
I was up till 4:30.
Were you really?
I was.
You weren't
There it
here
is.
editing with Jim?
I wasn't.
I couldn't wait. I probably was sleeping by 1:30.
Sleep is good, but yeah. Latest forecast, radar all weekend long. They're saying maybe some lake effect might move south at some point, which
Possibly.
wasn't in the forecast. It's changeable, so check out the Weather Center
Yes.
at
Bright and
fingerlakes1.com.
sunny out right now. I have to have a shield up in front of my desk to
Yeah.
Yep.
stop it from blinding me.
It's beautiful, though. It's beautiful right in. All right, Josh. Well, what's going on in the news?
Okay, so we've got some good news this week. Some good news and some.
Yay!
We're going to start out with good
Finally.
news, and then we're going to end with weird news.
Okay.
I like that.
Ithaca Mayor Savante Myrick was named to the Forbes 30 under 30 list. It's pretty cool.
Awesome.
He was first elected as mayor at 24 years old and inherited a $3 million budget deficit, which he closed during his first term, while also lowering taxes. Made headlines in the last year or so for his radical approach to correcting the heroin epidemic. He wants to see safe injection zones within the city. I'm not really. I'm not
Where
even
you
going to
can
speak
shoot
to
your
that.
heroin safely, not
Supervised
Right.
injection
Yeah.
sites
Right,
to prevent overdoses and
shared
Yeah.
needles.
and that's a revolutionary way to correct it. We'll say.
Radical.
He was reelected to another term last year. He won 89% of the vote, so he is probably the most popular man in Ithaca,
yeah.
I would say. And he's under 30 years old, so props to him for that.
Yeah.
Well, that is huge.
And Forbes is obviously a national
Right.
magazine,
Yeah.
and there's only 30.
And Obama had him to the White House
Oh, yeah, he
last
was-
year. I mean,
He was
he's
the youngest mayor,
yeah.
blah, 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 and that's where he got his fame start there. I mean, it
Yeah.
snowballed because of his success.
Well,
Um,
congrats.
free college tuition, anyone?
Yes,
That's right.
please.
That's
Okay.
right. Governor Cuomo announced yesterday his proposal for free tuition to all New Yorkers who make less than $125,000 a year, the middle class, as they say. The proposal would cost $163 million annually, but would impact over 940,000 students.
Svante Merritt can
Wow.
pay for it.
Either way.
We'll see how it goes.
All
It does
lowering
have to be
taxes.
accepted by the legislature before it becomes official and,
Now,
signed
let's
on
say
the
you're a
dotted
family
lines.
that makes $126,000 a year, or even $137,000 a year combined household, and you have 2 kids coming of college age. It would make more sense for you to quit one of your jobs there, or
Just get
right?
creative with your
Yeah.
bookkeeping.
But yeah, that 125, that seems like it could be complicated, because I bet you there's a lot of people right around that mark for their household income.
Right. And it will be, if it's accepted, it will be phased in and it will be moved in phases. So it would be available for students with household incomes of $100,000 or less in 2017, fall of 2017, $110,000 in the fall of 18, and then
Okay.
fully implemented by the fall of 2019. Now, the sort of interesting little caveat within this story.
Got to be a SUNY school too. Obviously, they're not going to pay for you
Yeah,
to go
of
to
course.
Syracuse.
It's only SUNY
or-
schools. But those SUNY schools, the price
Cornell.
of tuition at those schools has been skyrocketing in the
Yeah.
last 10 years.
Yeah.
The total cost, which I found pretty interesting, the total cost of a year's education at a SUNY school on average in the last 10 years has increased 55%. It
Wow.
moved from 13,275 10 years ago to what it is now at on average 20,549. So a big
Wow.
like $7,000-8,000 increase
And
overall
this
in
is
that
just
period.
tuition. This isn't room and board.
Right.
Right, and that's part of the question, which remains to be seen. Cuomo can make changes before he actually makes this official with his budget proposal for this year. What other things are they going to do to sort of help the cost? Because tuition's one part
Right.
of many parts.
Right.
Wow.
Now let's get weird. So, a
Okay,
Palmyra
Josh.
resident and bank vice president, don't know what bank, but a bank vice president, made national headlines after a wild outburst during a DWI arrest. State troopers stopped 43-year-old Joseph Talbot in Newark after they observed him swerving on Route 31. He was found under the influence of alcohol, and that's when things got really weird. He went on a rant, refusing all sobriety and breath tests, refusing to be fingerprinted, refusing to even let troopers take his mugshot. He called the Times of Wayne County a rag. A rag?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want his mugshot taken because he thought it was going to be in the paper.
Right.
Or
Oh,
other,
of course.
Right.
And subsequently, it wasn't just a Times of Wayne County story. It was a everywhere story. But got even weirder because
By
when
everywhere,
it
you mean
ran,
that got picked up in national news outlets.
national
picked
news,
that up.
we ran it. Everyone ran
Because
it.
it does get weirder, the story.
And so he went to Newark Saturday morning, and he purchased 900 newspapers to try and prevent it from getting
Because,
out.
again, he doesn't understand how the internet works. And
Obviously not.
So how much does a copy of the Wayne County Times cost?
$1.25.
So he paid over $1,000
it's an expensive
Oh
rag.
my goodness.
for all those papers.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
So
and
how do they know that? Did he purchase them around
he was
town
identified.
or right from?
He was identified. He was going from newsstand to
Okay.
gas station to newsstand, picking up.
That's a long day.
That's quite a commitment.
Now, by the evening, they were getting phone calls, and the newspaper knew, so they were producing extra copies.
Oh my
It was the
goodness.
biggest
And-
day of the year for them. They loved it.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, so they wound up running a second circulation,
Biggest day ever.
restocked them all, and they wound up selling. Obviously, he did them the greatest bit of marketing assistance they could possibly have ever had,
Mm-hmm.
Completely unaware.
and bang, they probably sold twice as many.
Self-awareness
No
at an all-time low for
Yeah.
that guy.
And I mean,
Oh.
it was
Common
on
sense.
the Auburn Citizen, the Finger Lakes Times ran it, the Rochester and Syracuse stations ran
Oh,
it,
boy.
we ran it, and then it was picked up by the AP and
Right.
history after that.
Congratulations
Idiot
to
of the
that
week.
to Mr. Talbot of
Famous.
Palmyra.
Yeah.
Funny.
Way to start the year.
Don't drink and drive. That's how you correct that entire
You
situation.
should give a moral every week.
And that's one to grow on.
He
Yeah.
does. I
Wanted
think
to
he
grow.
does.
What's happening here?
We like them though. All right. Well, thanks for that, Josh. What's up next?
Sports. Suppose you want to know what's going on in the world of sports.
Of course we do.
Well, it's NFL Wild Card Weekend, and you got your schedule here if you haven't heard yet. The slate of games Saturday, 4:30 p.m., Oakland Raiders at the Houston Texans.
Those are two teams.
Yeah, I kind of wish they were still the Houston Oilers.
The Oilers, yes.
But they're the Houston Texans. And actually, yeah. Are the Houston Texans, they actually aren't even the same franchise as the Houston Oilers were. The Houston Oilers became somebody else.
Yep.
Oh, well.
Their logo was a big oil derrick, like a tower.
On their helmet.
Great team colors.
Yep. And then followed Saturday night, Detroit at Seattle, the Lions versus the Seahawks. 8:15 p.m. on NBC. That first game on Saturday is on ESPN, actually. Might be hard to find because usually there's not NFL games on ES. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Every Monday night there is one. Sunday, Miami at Pittsburgh, 1 o'clock on CBS. The Dolphins against the Steelers. And then the New York Football Giants take on the Green Bay Packers at 4:40 p.m. on Fox. Syracuse basketball plays against Pittsburgh at noon in the Dome. They also play tonight against Miami in the Dome. Hobart basketball's on the road this week at Bard College, and Friday at 8. That's Friday at 8. And then Saturday at 4, the very next day, they play Vassar. And high school basketball action, we return our live streaming gets back into gear here after the holidays. Friday night, Brendan Harrington and Tanya Robinson will have the call in Geneva for Palmac at Geneva. Got some Upstate Hoops podcast action coming at you maybe Sunday morning this week, so check the front page of Finger Lakes 1, our live stream schedule for that. And then next week it's Bloomfield at Lions on Monday and Naples at Marcus Whitman on Tuesday, and then Minders at Newark on Thursday. I mean, that's a lot of high school basketball games coming up on Finger Lakes 1. And then college football national title games on Monday night. All weekend long, we'll have scores. We'll have sporting news at fingerlakes1.com. Click on sports. Tap the app.
Tap the app. Get the app. All right, great. What about our weekend events, Jessamy?
It's a lame weekend.
Is it packed with...
It's lame if you don't like breaking world records.
Who
Listen,
doesn't?
At Bristol Mountain, they're trying to be part of breaking world record.
That's
For
exciting.
the largest, it's the world's largest snow sports lesson, which is a pretty specific world record they're trying to be a part of breaking. First-time skiers and snowboarders can participate in this record-breaking event. It's a $10 fee, but it includes lift ticket, rentals, which I assume means ski or snowboard, and the lesson itself. So you can be part.
Somehow, I don't understand. They didn't really give many details, but somehow you could be part of a
How quality is
world
that
record.
lesson even going to be, though? If it's like that many people
How
involved.
quality is the record, really?
It sounds like an initiative to get new skiers.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, $10 is...
$10
Yeah,
for
that's-
rental and a
Yeah,
It's a good deal. Yeah, get out there.
lesson, and you can say you're a world record holder.
That's right.
In
You were part of
skiing.
it. You were
Small
there that
price to
day.
pay.
In
Small
skiing.
price to pay.
I hold a world skiing record in skiing.
Yeah. World record holder in skiing.
Slalom, the luge?
Snow sports. Also on Friday.
Luge isn't skiing. There's like giant slalom and slalom. Ski
Listen.
jumping.
Boy Scout Troop number 68 in Hall, the town of Hall. They're hosting a public show with renowned psychic. Now listen here.
We all know her.
Hold on to your seats.
We all know her.
Hold on to your hats and don't leave your seats here. Socks and whatever. Cindy Lane Newcomb at the Hall, the town of Hall, Firehouse at 6:30 p.m. That's on Friday again. This week, world-renowned psychic.
The Cindy Lane Newcomb.
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. Now listen to this. Pre-sale tickets are $40. $50 at the door. You can purchase tickets online at, everybody knows this address, obviously, www.cindynewcomb.com.
Without the lane.
Right, she didn't hyphenate the web address.
And,
So that's put on by the Boy Scouts.
yeah, it's a Boy Scout fundraiser. But you could get 10 free ski rentals or 5 free ski rentals for the price of a door ticket to see Cindy Lane Newcomb. But you know what? I've seen psychics before, and if she's as world-renowned as they say she is, then it would be a fun show. Psychics are crazy.
It's printed on this rag right here, so it's got to be true.
They make people do funny things unbeknownst to them.
Yeah.
So it's a public show, huh? Yeah, I've never been.
Now,
In
Cindy
Hall.
Lane Newcomb already knows
In
this
Hall.
because she can see and communicate with.
No, I don't know. She's a psychic. Doesn't mean you can tell the future, right? I don't know.
Isn't that what that means?
Yeah.
I would say that's what that directly implies.
So you can tell what you're thinking.
You're calling the future.
I'm just saying she already knows that there are more upcoming events on our community calendar at FingerLakes1.com.
She knows
I don't
what
have
they
to
are.
tell her that. This news isn't for you, Cindy. Lane
That's right.
Newcomb.
That's right. Thank you. So that's it.
But it is a week event weekend overall
Week
because
event.
A week.
Weekend.
Yeah.
W-E-A-K. Well, I think we'll be putting Christmas decorations away.
no, ours have
I
been
still gotta
away.
do that.
Ours were away like
Tree
2
down.
days after Christmas gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we kept it up for New Year's since we were having people.
Bad luck to have it up past New Year's, I hear.
Is that true?
That's what my
I
grandmother
don't
used to
believe
say.
in luck.
Oh, man.
My grandmother would also make me turn around in the car if a black path crossed our path ahead.
Oh, no.
Cat?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like she would be insistent.
Very
Oh, she's very superstitious.
You
Yeah.
know.
Interesting.
Writings on the wall.
So if the cat crosses in front of you, you don't have the bad luck until you pass the spot where the cat crossed?
Cross the path. You ever heard you crossing a black cat's path?
Yeah.
Like, I've heard if a black cat crosses in front of you, you have bad luck.
I
didn't know
can
that it was
understand that you may have never heard of Bad Company, the band that's opening the entertainment schedule at Del Lago Resort and Casino, that was announced this week. But this isn't.
Never heard of him, he says.
Have you ever heard of Bad Company?
I had heard of Bad Company.
Okay.
I just didn't know I didn't know specifically when they were relevant. I had asked you a very specific question as to like when they were sort of at their peak.
Yeah, they were great. I mean, I was never a huge Bad Company fan, but they had lots of hits. And that's
Sure.
the first act, I think, on the 10th of February at Del Lago. And they also have Flo Rida,
Right after.
Wow.
which is a play
What a
on
1-2
words for
punch.
Florida.
Yeah.
And
Florida.
Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh.
The
Impractical Jokers?
Impractical Jokers from
Impractical
True
Jokers.
TV.
That's cool.
That's True TV's.
There's one other one too that's sandwiched in between those last
sure.
two
Yeah,
acts
Bret
that I can't
Michaels.
remember. Yeah, Bret Michaels. That's
Former
right.
frontman
Oh,
of
yeah?
Poison.
Mm-hmm.
Look what the
Well,
cat
that's neat. I
dragged
can't
in.
believe we're almost there. February.
Yeah, February 1st. We'll talk about a lot on this show coming up. But
Yeah. Awesome. Well, let's take a look into our photos, should we?
let's
Should
do
we?
it. Let's do
All
it.
right.
Good
All
photos
right.
this week.
Well, these children walking in Fayette had obviously gone skating on their day off of school this week.
Little pond
This
hockey.
photo by Rachel Burkholder. I know, that is such
You're
a
going to
great
go play
shot.
pond hockey.
Yep.
Yep.
Great shot in the Finger Lakes. This male downy woodpecker did strike a nice pose Friday morning for Mike Sargent in Farmington.
Look at that little
Oh
bird.
my gosh.
He's downy.
I want to hold
He
him.
is just happy.
He's cute.
Don't be mistaken. That bird would peck everyone, you and everyone you care about if given the chance.
Your eyes.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
He's a woodpecker.
That's right. All right, Nancy Elwright captured this old red barn sitting alone as the early morning snowfall blanketed the countryside on Friday morning in southern Yates County.
If you guys
Hidden
like
red.
red barns, just
Hidden red
wait
barn.
a few more photos.
That's
If
right.
you guys are into red barns, that's not the only one in the batch.
Alrighty, in honor of the first day hike, part of a nationwide initiative led by America's state parks to encourage people to get outdoors, the trail at Taganek Falls State Park to the falls was open, and there were a lot of people taking advantage of the beautiful weather by participating in the walk, including Rachel Burkholder, who snapped this shot of the falls.
And including Josh, right?
And Josh told us he was there,
I
too.
I was there. I didn't
And
say
you said there was tons of people there.
it was a zoo. It was an absolute zoo.
That's
Well, it was
awesome.
a beautiful day.
Mobs of people.
That's great.
It's a good way to start the new year.
Yep.
Yep. Well, watch out. This red barn stands out from the crowd along State Route 89 in Romulus along Cayuga Lake, as captured by our very own Mr. Josh Durso.
Would you believe it?
Look at that. I know that guy. I
That's
know
a beautiful
that guy.
shot.
I do too. He's a real jerk.
Can you get a
shot.
fish buster in that barn? Or a, what are the other ones? You guys have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
No, I
What do you
don't.
say, the Red Barn restaurant?
Red Barn Restaurant, your
Sure, I
fast
know
food
exactly what
joint.
you're
Used to
talking
be
about.
one in downtown Seneca
There's
Falls.
pitchforks on the
Oh.
wall.
That was where
Farming
Avicoli's.
implements.
You
Yes,
get a
it's-
barn buster, which was like
Barn
a
buster
quarter
burger.
pounder. You could get a fish
funny.
buster, which was like the fish sandwich from McDonald's or whatever.
Red Barn restaurant.
Yeah.
Right here in
It's
downtown
not. It's
Seneca
not here
Falls.
anymore.
No, long
No.
gone. There's got to be some somewhere though, right? Still, or are they
I
gone
don't
forever?
think so. I think the Red Barn is done.
It's just like McDonald's, except with a
Oh.
barn theme.
It was like a farm.
It was fast food.
Oh,
It was a chain.
I know.
I
I've
remember there
never
was
heard
farming
of that.
implements on the wall.
Yep.
I remember being a young pup.
pup.
Just a young pup. Well, that sounds cute.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad.
I was.
Yeah, I liked Red Barn.
All right, and Sunday, January 1st was a beautiful sunny day, and the sunset captured by Rachel Burkholder at Sampson State Park was spectacular.
First sunset of the year right there.
Gorgeous. Sampson's so beautiful.
She covers some serious ground.
Yep.
I know. She's everywhere, that Rachel.
Capturing.
She's prolific.
All right, also for Mike Sargent on New Year's Day in Mendon Ponds Park, this chickadee was patiently waiting for a turn to grab some seed from the hands of the people below.
Now that bird
So
looks
that's safe?
insidious.
Yeah. Patiently
Big
waiting
black
to
eyes.
poke your eye out with his little tiny needle beak.
Mike has like the most beautiful birds, though, in his
Look,
backyard.
I love birds. Yeah, I mean, birds are gorgeous. They're crazy.
Yep.
To the way that nature put them together, it's really something.
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs. It sure is. Wow, beautiful photos.
But
Great.
that bird or any of the birds don't care about us at all.
Nope.
I guarantee you that.
They
Aw.
don't care. Even if you have food, they just want that.
Yeah.
How about Alfred Hitchcock, the bird? You guys ever see that one?
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
Is
The
that where
birds
your
turned
negative
on us. If the
thinking of
birds all
comes
could
from?
organize and turn on us, they would win. Probably. You think? Like,
That's a scary thought.
Hey, you're
I
always
heard-
hearing about the crow problems that like Auburn, Geneva, Rochester, Syracuse have. They're organizing.
yeah, the
They're working on
crows
it,
were
don't
the
worry.
primary soldiers in Alfred Hitchcock's
Yes.
movie. The crows.
Corvids.
Yeah, that's freaky.
All the
Ooh.
corvidae.
They'll take it back
They're
eventually.
smart birds. Rooks, jays, ravens, crows. Magpie.
Starlings.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for sharing your photos with us another time. We appreciate you sending them in. If you'd like to send your photos in from across the region, click on the Submit Content section at the bottom right-hand side of our homepage here at FingerLakes1.com.
Please do. We love to see them. We love to share them on the show. We love to push them out to our Instagram and our
Yep.
Facebook and
Yep.
all that stuff.
And follow our Instagram.
Yeah, we're on Instagram.
We're on Instagram.
And
Follow us.
quick hot tip before we get out of here. Josh and I this afternoon are going to go and work on the preliminary steps that we need to take to start live streaming a few local board meetings like Seneca County Board of Supervisors, town board meetings. So that's coming
That's
down the
great.
pipe. And the only way you're going to know about that is if you watch this show to the end today, because we're not going to announce it anywhere else until we actually
Do it.
do it. So
Yeah.
a little
Great.
inside info for you, 2017 FLX Weekly dedicated viewers who watch to the end.
Yeah.
Wow.
I bet we have a few.
You should have put something at the beginning
Perhaps.
that said there was a big announcement at the end.
Well,
Yeah.
we got to go.
Yeah, we got it. Well, thanks for joining us for our first show of 2017. If you're watching us on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe. And if you'd like to drop us a line, send an email to contact@fingerlakes1.com. If you enjoy our show, please tell your friends. We'll be back live next Wednesday afternoon at 12:30. Until then, stay warm during the first full weekend of 2017.